Hi, welcome back to the Six Idiots podcast. I mean, there's five of us now because one of us is out for the night, but that's fine. Our chaotic energy will suffice. I am here with my co-hosts Austin,
Hello.
John,
Hello.
Tyler, and Ted. And I don't know if you guys know the difference, but we're
Fucking Jesus Christ, Ted! I'm trying. Can you shut the fuck
Ted
up?
was the intro.
anyway. I don't know if you guys could tell, but we all have cameras on. I mean, it's obvious. So I'm Sky, and we're just gonna jump right into this. Austin, do you have any ideas? What do you want to talk about today?
Well, if we look in the Discord server,
And there goes John.
there's
Stop sniffing
podcast
the almonds.
topics.
Austin.
We have
Hey,
the
hold
worst
on.
pain
Yeah,
we've ever
Hey,
endured.
hey,
Can you
hold on.
not?
What were you saying, Austin?
What about the worst pain we've ever endured?
The worst
Ooh.
pain we've ever endured. All right,
Man,
This
I
is-
have a few.
This is a topic from John himself, actually.
Hello.
So John, why don't we start it off?
yeah, fuck
Alright.
it. Why not have John started off?
Yeah, it's your
Okay,
idea.
I guess since it was my idea.
Go
I
ahead.
had. So I'm going to make a bold statement and say that I have the most broken bones out of everybody here. Just to detail it, I've broken this collarbone
Ow.
2 or 3 times. I've gotten a boxer's fracture in my pinky on this hand. I think I got a boxer's fracture in this hand. I broke the bottom, like the bottom of your foot. I broke
Mhm.
that like all the way down. I broke my leg. I've done a lot of stuff to like my wrist and a bunch of other bones.
John breaking his leg's not funny.
Johnny No Legs.
All right, thank you for coming to the podcast. I've got this out.
Oh my god.
All right, but
Gotta be
but-
fucking shitting me.
the worst pain I probably ever endured was actually the first time I broke my collarbone, because what people don't, well, people probably know, the collarbone rests on like your chest and like your rib cage. So when you breathe, the bone moves with it, and when you break that bone, you kind of can't breathe. So it was funny the way that I broke it the first time. I was sledding with a few of my friends, and we made this makeshift jump, and luckily it was at the bottom of a hill. So we rode down as fast as we could, hit the hill. I went first, went off the jump, and landed kind of weird. So I was like on my back. I was getting my sled. All of a sudden, there's this huge shadow over me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I look up. My friend lands on top of me with a sled, and it severs. It almost. So my collarbone did this. Like the normal collarbone is supposed to look like this. My collarbone did this, so it looked like a mountain's peak. And
Hey,
the
John,
worst
that's
part
not
was
healthy.
no, really,
No.
no, really. But the worst part about it was they played it off like I was just faking it, kind of like he'll be fine, he'll get over it. When in reality, I couldn't move my arm, and I couldn't, and it almost like felt like it was suffocating me with how I couldn't breathe. So
Is that just because of how painful it is, or does it actually cut off circulation to your lungs?
no, it doesn't cut off circulation to your lungs. It's just the bone rests on the rib cage, and when you breathe, everything up here like moves. So when you have a broken bone that's literally doing this, when you breathe, it's kind of like poking it even further. So like I had to take like short breaths when we went to the hospital. I had to like rest my arm on like something and like look to the side to actually get some breaths in. And the worst part was I was like 4 or 5 or something like that. And when we were doing X-rays, they were like, "We're gonna have to straighten your arm out." I'm like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" And they like took my arm and like shoved it up here, and like that hurt like a motherfucker, man. Because it's like taking that
God.
bone that's already like this, and taking this side and just going sick.
Oh,
Okay.
They cross now. They're two separate
they-
bones.
They're not
They
poking
didn't-
each other.
they didn't
They're over
cross.
here.
Now
didn't
they're now two
cross,
separate
but, like-
entities.
But
it
like
just had a
it-
separate little divorce for like a few minutes. It's like fuck you.
Ted, did you?
no argument.
Ted, are you saying that because you personally experienced divorce?
Ted, was that your worst pain?
Damn, let's not
heartbreak.
talk about that.
Oh.
Let's not talk about
I
that,
don't
bro.
even know. I don't even know what that meant.
Oh, that's funny. Not really.
John,
Almonds.
no.
Okay, you broke your shit. I guess it's my
Alright.
turn since he tried to attack me. I don't know
All
why.
right,
Uh,
let's have Ted go. Let's have Ted give it a go.
All right, so
He was trying to
it
rotary
doesn't
swap
seem
a
like
beetle.
much, and let's not talk about that because I actually broke my pinky because of that. But that's a whole different story. But that wasn't the worst one. It was because let me just say a quick short one about that. Yes, there is actually. I was helping out my grandpa swap. It wasn't a Beetle. I think we were swapping Toyota 1.8 Corolla. So it's a small little, 90s Corolla. It's super small. It's like a two-door. That's what we mostly rotary swap here. And one of the Doritos, as most people like to call it, fell on my foot and my pinky broke. So, yeah. Anyway, back to the real pain. You can't see it, but this right here, this whole area.
I remember him talking about this.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
you told us about this one time.
So there was this. I was 13, 12, I guess I could say, and I was just playing. I don't know, tag or something. No, actually, no. We were chasing a chicken. I don't know why. We were just both
As you do
trying
in
to
Puerto
really
Rico.
get a chicken.
Only in
Pretty
Puerto Rico.
much.
Right.
Pretty much. That's just our type of fucking hobby. Just chasing a chicken because why not? Or they chase you. It's either or.
No think, only rotary swap and chase chicken.
Pretty much. Right. Okay, so I was chasing that chicken. For some reason, I didn't see this tube. I didn't duck. My cousin did, but I didn't see it. So it just went jabbed right here, just straight into my fucking nose area, right here. And it wasn't like a slight hit. It was a fucking dig in shit. For some reason, I hit one of the straight corners of that fucking steel bar, and the corner took a big, maybe it was like this long chunk of just straight up flesh and meat off of my fucking nose. And I'm like, I'm okay. And then I do this, and just my whole hand is covered in blood just by one tap. And then I see a little stream coming out, like an actual fucking stream that I could physically see just coming out. And I'm like, what the fuck? Am I
He's like,
dying?
Hey, yo,
I'm
yo.
dying now.
Hey, yo.
Is this death?
The end.
your nose be pissing blood, huh?
Bruh, I'm not even
I was
gonna
gonna
lie.
say it, but then
Yeah,
I decided
but,
not to.
Gross.
Don't worry, Tyler, I
was
got
like-
you.
Yeah, I thought I was okay. I'm like, yeah, it hurts, okay. But then
Oh,
I
yeah,
see
this
the
is
chunk
fine.
of
Blood
flesh
pissing
stuck
out of
on the
my
tube.
nose.
I see the chunk of flesh on the tube, just there, and I'm like, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that?
Interesting.
So then the
That's
next
not
thing I
supposed to
know,
be there.
When they, the next thing I know, when they patched me up, I think I passed out by blood lost or something because
As you do when you're.
I
pissing
fell
blood
asleep
everywhere.
and I woke up in the hospital. So I just woke up and I'm like, what happened? It was like, if you hit your head right here just a little bit harder, the bone that just holds your nose or this whole area would jabbed. Since, as you guys know, you got this whole area is technically hollow.
Mhm.
That bone would technically jabbed straight into your fucking skull and hit your brain or something in there. Very important. So they said I could have either been paralyzed, retarded, or lost all consciousness in general and just die on the spot. So guess
which
that
one did you
didn't happen.
choose?
Which one did
Stay
you
alive.
choose?
It was a choice.
It was a choice. Ted is now
No, there
paralyzed from the
was
waist
there was
down.
technically a choice. They could have done surgery and put like a weird metal bar right here. So technically, my nose would have been indestructible in a way because they were going to put like a straight up bar just right here on my nose, or just sew it on and let it heal. And that's what we chose. So technically, I can pick my nose and
Ew!
do that.
Yo, leave.
This
We
whole-
don't
this
deal
whole-
with freaks here.
this whole chunk right here. You guys can feel the separation because you feel a bump, and then here you can feel a hole, and that's so I can do that.
That's fucking crazy, man.
Yo, we're lucky that you survived. Like, honestly, you're lucky that you
Yeah,
survived.
100%.
This would not be as fun without you, Ted.
Oh, 100%.
Anyway,
who,
Austin.
who would mess up the intros? Who would mess up the intros?
Yeah, who would mess up during the intro?
Okay, then that's
Took
just
6
fucking
takes
up, right?
before this.
That's not even.
It's not even fair.
Austin, your turn. Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's see what
Tyler
you
knows
got.
Was your greatest pain working at Applebee's?
yes.
Basically.
End of story.
A
Tyler.
knife fell on his foot.
No. I don't know if I want to tell the one about whenever I had baseball or the one at Jimmy John's, because I worked at Jimmy John's for a year too, and I had a purple toe for about 9 months.
I have a purple toe.
Yeah,
I have a blue toe,
Nice.
actually.
yeah. I won't tell that one because it's kind of gross. But
I
played-
literally just said that a chunk of my. A literally.
Yeah, I
chunk
don't think
of
we can get
flesh
much
came out of
grosser
my
than
nose.
literally losing
Yeah,
a
but
chunk of nose.
I'd rather lose a chunk
Yeah.
of nose than to lose another toenail, to be honest.
Honestly.
Because having to walk
You know
around
what?
on
That's
that,
fair.
having to walk
John
around
is
on that is
Cringing
not
at the
fun.
thought of that.
Yeah, no, I lost a toenail. It was my big toe as well.
I saw
so.
I'm cringing because I was scrolling through r/Make Me Suffer earlier, and there was like a JoJo manga
Redditor.
drawing of this
Redditor.
guy. Yeah, your average redditor here, guys. I'm
got all
racist.
the
I'm
karma?
not. I want to keep that. I want to keep that.
You got
clear.
all the
I'm not
karma?
racist. I have like 2,000, I think. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. I was going through r/Make Me Suffer, and there was this JoJo drawing of this guy who had like twine around his like toe, and it pulled tight as he was running, and it like severed his toenail.
Bye, Ted.
I saw it, and I wanted to die.
What is Ted grabbing?
I think that's his furry mask.
I'm scared.
Ted, you're a furry?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a furry.
Ted's a very confirmed.
Ted is a furry.
He's like, I gotta hide the hairline.
Hi, Ted.
Oh
That's
yeah.
it.
Beautiful
White hairline.
now.
Anyway.
All right, anyway.
Austin, story
So-
time, go.
As Tyler knows, I played baseball for a long time, for about 7 years. And it was probably my 4th or 5th year, so I was like maybe 13. So the one day I decided not to wear my cup, right? Mistake number 1.
Mistake number 1.
Mistake
Oh,
number
no.
2. It was my turn to bat.
Oh no.
And so I get up to the plate. I'm doing my little stance thing, you know, showing off because I know I'm going to hit the ball because the other team literally sucks. So I hit the ball.
You're garbage, kid.
What I proceed to do is I proceed to take my bat, taunt the crowd, throw it forward, and it comes and bounces back and hits me straight in the nuts.
Oh God! I
I
can't
was
feel my
thir-
balls.
I was
can't feel them.
13.
I can't feel
I
them.
was a changing boy, so it hurt even more.
Oh, where my
Changing
balls
boy,
go. I can't
please
feel them.
never
I
say
can't
that
feel them.
sentence ever again.
Never again.
And this podcast has been demonetized.
All right, if Ted's nose falling off didn't get it demonetized, that sure as hell will.
that did.
Just by the quote, I'm a changing boy alone.
Yep.
I'm still.
I'm a changing
4
boy.
words.
I'm
Words is all
still
it takes.
changing.
I have a cracking voice. I'm practically pubescent.
I mean, Keemstar
Wait, who
got
was that
canceled
from?
with 4 words.
That's
Oh,
from
God.
Mark. That's a Mark
Yeah.
quote.
I'm practically
I remember
pubescent.
that.
You know, everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
Yup.
that shit
What?
hurts.
What?
Keemstar got canceled with 4 words a long time ago.
Again.
Ah,
No, a long time ago.
Anyway.
Something about this Alex guy.
Gamer.
Anyway.
Stop.
Tyler, it's your turn.
Oh boy. So, I did martial arts for about 4.5
God, no, I
years.
know
Exactly
this is
where this
already
is
going to
going.
end up terrible.
I've heard
Yeah,
this story.
Yep, you've heard the story. There's 2 parts to it because there's 2 separate incidences of me getting my shit rocked. So the first time, which is a lot less severe, was for one of the trainings that we had to do. I was in one of the like super advanced classes that we called like the leadership class.
Wow.
I was a blue belt at the
Leadership.
Yeah, I was a blue belt at the time, and everyone else that was there was at least a second degree black belt. So first off, I was way smaller than all of them.
Tyler got his shit rocked more than once.
Nope.
Just more
Uh,
than-
I was actually better than all of them combined, but I digress.
I can
Yeah.
take on a team of ninjas by myself.
And every time we progressed through the belts, we had to like do one of our special moves that we had learned during that belt to like break the board. So the next one that I had to do was involving a kick,
just a kick to
and-
the rib cage.
basically.
Oh,
But
Ted, the fucking
Basically,
Just straight
yes,
up
so
snap
what
a
had
and
happened
three rib
was-
a
cages.
kick to the rib cage. So what had happened was, anyway, so we had to. Our master had a board. This board was at least 3 inches thick.
God.
Like
God.
the board was at least this thick. It was one we had to break through. And what he would do was he took the board and beat the living shit out of our feet to try to like get them like
strong.
stronger basically. And
Strong
if we
face.
sounds like
flinched,
child abuse.
Mhm.
yes
This
and
sounds
no.
like communist propaganda, but okay.
I think this
Here we go
episode's gonna
again.
get demonetized by a lot of reasons. First,
Not
child
even
abuse,
matter,
then me losing a chunk of my nose, and then
A baseball
I'm
bat to
still
the
a
dick.
bull.
Baseball bats
Baseball
the yeah.
Time to
Hey.
say that. We've said a lot of things, but I think we should draw the line there.
Yeah,
If there's-
not child abuse. You know, not
No.
there. No,
I
no.
don't support child
at-
abuse. I just want to say that.
Thank you, Scott.
that
You're
sounds good.
So and every time we like flinched our foot, he would hold it, like hold our legs and do it again. And we did this for a total of 20 times each. So by the end of it, my entire foot was basically purple. And yeah, the board was very, very easily broken. One of the boards actually snapped on my foot.
Huh?
So I think that was
Strong.
pretty cool.
I just imagine
That
that
just
like
hit
your
you so
foot's-
hard with no remorse.
Yeah.
your foot's point of view. He's like strong.
Strong.
Right the fucking-
It's Ivan.
It's Ivan.
Even
But then the second martial arts case.
Oh,
So
God.
you've seen those trainings of people willingly getting kicked in their no-no square repeatedly.
They're no.
Oh.
to
kick
build
him in
up
the
pain
hoof him in the front
tolerance.
butt.
Yeah.
Hoof
Kick him in the
front
pussy.
butt.
So I had to endure that.
No.
Oh,
That
God,
was
I don't like that.
not fun.
Anywho,
So yeah, we're gonna stop it there. But several very powerful kicks to the groin.
I'm just,
and
I'm just,
probably
I can
no
just,
children
I can
later.
Just tell,
that
I can
means
just
it's
tell
my
in the
turn.
future you won't have children.
Probably
That's it.
not.
All right.
They'll
So-
come out knowing Taekwondo.
They literally will. It's in their
Alright.
blood.
The child
They don't
will
come out-
stand up like this.
Your wife won't push them out. They'll kick themselves out of the womb.
They'll push themselves out.
Hadouken!
You just see the kid instead of standing up. No, he'll do like a 1 foot position of just.
He
Comes
He'll
out
do a
without
fucking-
walking
he'll-
on his hands.
He'll do crane
comes out-
He
style.
comes out walking
He
on his
comes
hands.
out-
I like that.
comes out shredded with like a 6-pack, and he's like,
He looks like a JoJo character.
Goo goo.
Literally the Hulk, but not green.
goo goo goo.
Or they just start
Why am I
speaking
doing
Japanese, just JoJo type shit. And it's like, what the fuck? You try to
Anyway,
slap the child to see if it becomes a child again, and it's
All
like,
right, it's my turn. It's my turn. Ted, shut up.
okay.
Anyway, so my experience is gonna come from my terrible fucking childhood, because my childhood was
Hat.
awful. There was one time I was at one of my cousin's houses, and my uncle was mad at me for some reason, and he was tweaked on fucking methamphetamine, right? I was
Wow.
10. Keep this in mind. I was 10.
Took a ramp.
Yeah.
My uncle's mad at me. He was also cracked on meth.
No, hear this out. Hear me out. Shut up. Hear me out. So what happened was, I don't know what I did, but I did something apparently. But like, I was over by their horse fucking pasture or whatever. And he had a board in his hand, and he fucking double axe handled, boom, right on the back of my fucking head. And you know what my 10-year-old ass, you want to know what my ass did? What
You took
I
it back.
did, I
You
had
took
like
it
I
back.
had blood coming down my face. I was like, motherfucker, this dumb bitch really just hit me with a board. My first instinct was to headbutt him in the nuts.
As you
It's a
should.
double
as
whammy.
you should.
And I was like, bitch, you want to go? He was out by the horse trough for like 2.5 hours. I didn't really feel the pain until I got to the hospital. I walked inside and was like, hey, I should probably go to the hospital. and
It's like,
and it
your
was
brain
funny
took,
as
like,
shit.
like a few hours
Because,
to
like-
process that.
Yeah, my entire body took time to process.
Just started
it. Like,
lagging.
It's like,
that, That's why I started running like a 2005 Dell desktop.
I just imagine.
But
you're
when I
just
get to
on
the
floor,
hospital,
you're already on the doctor. and
like
it's
we get to the hospital, and I walked in just fine, just blood coming down my face. I was fine. I was just standing there, just minding my own business, and then it hit. I fucking collapsed so fast. All you see is just this 10-year-old kid, like scrawny ass 10-year-old kid, just fucking thud right on the linoleum floor.
When you put it that way. Just
And everybody was like, "What the hell happened?" And then they asked me what happened. I was like, "Some dickhead," like word for word. I was like, "Some dickhead hit me with a board."
I just imagine when you just fell on the ground, just some random person.
I was
like,
out. I was out fucking cold.
Are they alive?
Are you okay?
Hello.
It's like they're just there. They start poking you with their foot. They're like,
Is your kid
Literally,
good? No,
start
Sky.
poking you with the foot.
Sky, they pull
"You
out.
okay?"
They pull out a stick,
Sky,
poke up an eyeball or
They have,
something.
they have a walker, just
Sky,
like
they're
hit you
just
with a
like,
Nah, bro.
walker.
They just chuck something at you. They're like,
Sky.
You okay?
They're like, hey, are you okay? They pull out like a gun, like, hey yo, if you don't wake up, I'm gonna shoot you. You just stand there. All right, fine.
What?
Are you
I
good
was
now?
10, John.
Okay, and you didn't wake up.
You really aren't waking up now.
Da 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 da.
At least you're not in
But
pain anymore.
after that, I had constant migraines for the next like 3 years.
Oh my
Jesus
god.
fucking Christ.
I
If
have
I got
damage
hit in the head with
I
a
just
board that hard, I'm
imagine-
pretty sure I'd have more than
Weight
migraines.
damage.
I just
damage,
imagine
damage.
when you just got hit and then you just arrive to the hospital, they're already starting to like fucking cover all that shit up, and you're like, I think I should go to the hospital.
I think
You're
I
at
said.
the
I think I
hospital,
said
bud.
that when I first woke up. I think I said that when I first woke up. I was like, I should go to hospital.
I am dying from major blood loss, and I might have brain damage.
This is why I got brain
Yeah,
damage.
Weight damage.
But yeah,
Uh,
my
just
childhood
you
was
on the ground.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I've heard
You
I've heard
good?
some stories about your childhood, and it doesn't seem like it was
Fun.
a lot of fun. Yeah.
I
It was
mean,
interesting.
I mean, do you want to hear? Do you want to hear about the time that I had pneumonia for 3 days?
Oh boy.
Go
Oh
for
god.
You know,
Go
you know
ahead.
how when most people get pneumonia, they're in the hospital for like weeks to months at a time, right?
it. Mm-hmm.
I was in 6th grade. I remember this
3 hours.
vividly. Like, I thought I was just having a cold, right? So I didn't really do nothing about it, and then one day I woke up really short of breath, and like I couldn't move myself, and we go to the hospital the day that I can't fucking breathe, that I'm legitimately dying, and what happened was, my dad was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "I want to go home." Like fucking, like I was crying so bad, dude, because I was scared. I was like, "I'm gonna fucking die." Like the next day,
I'm just gonna
the next day, the only symptom that I had of pneumonia was like a wheezing in my right lung. And then it was like that for another 2 days. And then the third day when I was released, the doctor looked at me and was like, "It's like you never fucking had it." And I'm like, I have the doctors in my town baffled to this day.
That's pretty impressive.
I had pneumonia for
Right.
3 days, and then it was gone.
No trace.
No
I just
trace.
imagine pneumonia in your body was like,
Maybe I was dying of COVID and it
Yeah.
just fucked off.
No.
Said, nah, it's too early for this.
I'm guessing I'm
Too soon.
guessing the ammonia cells in your body was like, oh, this is the wrong patient.
We got God now.
We need to go.
Paperwork,
we
all
need
right.
to go.
If we're on the stories of like childhood illnesses, I've got a pretty good one.
Go for it.
So, long story short, I had staph infection in my right thigh. And basically, if people don't know what staph infection is, it's basically a really bad infection that could literally either kill you or get whatever limb it's attached to, like, amputated. And I had it. I have all my body parts, and I don't think I'm dead.
If you're
I
dead,
can't
then
do it anymore.
all the other four of us. are dead.
Then
Sky,
all-
please
then all
stop
of
staring
us are
at me
dead.
like that. Sky, please stop staring at me like that.
I was just staring directly into the camera.
This guy was staring directly into the camera. So it was when we came back from, I think, the Caribbean. I was with my dad. Shout out to my dad for
He's a
He
pirate
won't
in the
watch it.
Caribbean.
he won't watch this.
Pirate in the carrot bean.
Pirate in the carrot bean. Anyway, continue, John.
It was when we came back from the Caribbean, and that whole day when I came back, I was fine. And then the next day, I was like, "Oh, there's just like a kind of like a red lump on my right thigh." I'm like, "Oh, it's probably fine. It's a little itchy, and it kind of aches a little bit. I'll be fine." And then the next day, I wake up and I'm like, I cannot physically move my right leg, and I'm like,
Just died on the spot.
Sky, chill out, first of all.
I'm just drinking orange juice.
Is it good?
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if I'm dying or if I'm already dead, but I cannot move my right leg, and I had like this sweltering fever. I felt like I was going to pass out. And luckily, my stepmom's mom was in the house at the time, or else I probably would have died or lost my leg. So I call my stepmother's mom. They put a cold towel. Honestly, I thought this was like a myth until it actually happened to me. They put a cold towel on my head. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, I didn't know that that's how you fight fevers. I thought that was just like something stupid to do. But like it happened, I'm like, oh, this is nice. Oh, this is really nice.
I feel better.
I feel
No.
better.
Now, I get taken to the hospital, and my dad's a really big hard ass. He's ex-military. So he's like, come on, you can walk on it. You can walk on it. And I'm like literally trying to put a little bit amount of pressure on it. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening, father.
Father.
No, Papa.
I decline, father figure.
I decline. Refuse.
Overruled, old man.
Overruled.
God.
That just killed John.
Fucking damn it.
Overruled.
Overruled, old man.
I shall not partake in your walking.
What the fuck? The fuck you looking at, bitch? Anyway.
Dog. So,
Fuck.
Continue.
I get taken to the hospital, and I'm like sitting in the I'm sitting in the waiting room, and they read like my symptoms, and they like it's almost like they immediately know like, oh, it's staph infection. They come out and they're like, get the fuck back there. I'm like, why is it so urgent? You could fucking leg, dude. I'm like, oh, sick. So
Gnarly.
I laid
Nice.
out-
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe I'll
Oh,
finally get
sick.
some puss.
Literally.
I'll get some
Hopping around on
puss.
one leg.
Hey, what's up,
Hey, yo,
lady?
what's
You wanna
up,
know how I lost?
bitches?
You wanna know how I lost this leg? Due to an infection, cause my body's a bit.
My body's a
My body's
bitch
a
to try to
bitch.
kill me.
So
But I fought that because
back then,
I'm just built different.
literally, I don't have a leg.
Looks at leg overruled, old man.
I mean, look at it. Look at it. Oh wait, you can't. 'Cause
I'm
I
going
don't
to kill
got it.
myself.
It's
Please don't
gone.
do that.
No, here. So, back then I was very afraid of needles. Like, if anyone mentioned like I was getting a shot, I was probably going to cry my eyes out to lullaby them and give them false hope and deception that I don't need the shot. When in reality,
Ow.
I needed the shot. Now, take that
Take
into
the shot,
consideration.
John.
When no, take that into consideration. When I got told I had to have an IV,
Oh,
did not go
no.
over well. I almost had a full-on panic attack because I was like, because my mother's had like countless surgeries. She's fine, but she's had countless surgeries, and I've seen what an IV is. I'm like, nope, FTS. I would rather kill myself. So they come in with like the saline drip in the bag, and they're like, okay, we're gonna put this into your arm, whether you like it or not. And they put it into this arm. Now, what sucked is, like, if it would have gone in for the first time, it would have been fine. But like, my dad and my stepmom had to like, you know, those like mental asylum seats where they like strap you down and put like
Oh
a
yeah,
leather
they have
mask
those in
over your
every
face.
hospital.
They
It's
had
scary.
to do that to like basically me with their arms, like hold me down so that like I wouldn't flail too much. And they
Then
put it
just
in.
Jab it in some other fucking hole that it's not supposed to
And-
go.
I quote, they said, "Oh, the needle did not like your vein." Well, no shit. I don't like needles.
Oh, my
Look,
There's
we
no
have a
reason.
mutual understanding. We just don't like each other.
It's even
It's a
your
mutual
own-
agreement.
If you force that, I will turn that needle on you and make sure it's full of heavy sedatives.
I just imagine if your veins saw the needle and they were like,
Oh, you
no.
found
Guy
money?
found money.
Well,
This guy found money.
you found
It's
money.
$5, but I found money.
Hey, bro.
Hey, $5 is a couple teas at a BP.
Right.
Or just a bag of
I
weed if you
just-
find it good enough.
Thank you, Dad.
You're welcome.
Only in Puerto Rico, I
But-
think.
Only
Shut
in
up,
Puerto
bitch.
Rico.
Only in Puerto
There
Rico
you
can
go.
you get $5.
Anyway.
Shut up, idiot.
Now they took it out,
You know.
and I was already
here,
like-
Jimmy.
like scared. Like
The
I was
bag was
more
there.
scared than anything, but at the same time, I was scared. I was in pain. I was like angry in a sense. Like, why would you put me through this? So they did it again. You know, because that makes sense, right, guys? That makes sense.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
It really
Laugh.
does.
Makes total sense.
But they pumped it full of what is it, antibiotics. They pumped it full of that, and like within the next like 2 days, if not 24 hours, gone. And like it was like I never had a trace. And for the rest of like the 5 weeks I was down there with my dad, if there was any sort of weird or like red bump on my leg, my dad would be like, "Come here, let me pop it." I'm like, "Dad, this does not need to be popped." He's like, "Nope, come here." And he would squeeze
He
as
tried to pop
hard
it
as-
like a pimple.
yeah, he would squeeze it as hard as he could,
Ew.
and nothing would happen. Nothing would happen. It would just end up in me screaming and crying, and he'd like, "All right, I guess that can't be popped. Go to your room." Like, no shit, Dad. Yeah, it would have popped by now.
But can we just think of the fact the IV was like overruled, old man.
Overruled.
Ooh.
Overruled,
God.
insignificant child.
I just imagine you getting scared of the IV and it's like, I do not want to go in that human toaster. Fuck you. No. Get away from
I'm not a human toaster. Fuck you.
I'm not a human toaster. Fuck you.
I could have
Alright.
lost my leg.
I think most people have said most of like their injuries in any cases, so you just gotta check what other topic. Oh fuck, I think I closed Discord.
I
Oh, God,
have
I'm
one
panicking.
more little thing
Okay.
that's not about me though.
Okay, I
Oh.
have a topic that we can jump on
Who's it about?
afterwards.
Is it about me?
Josh. No,
Uh
it's
oh.
about my brother. So we were little.
About me. You have a lot of blackmail, and it scares me.
I do, but we're not gonna use that here. Not now.
Not yet.
yet.
Not yet. But so I was about 5, and my brother was about 2 to 2.5. And we had to get rushed to the hospital. You guys
straight up fucking head
never believe why we had to take my brother to the hospital.
You
Why
had
did
but
you
it
take
took
your
so
brother to the
hard,
hospital?
he just had brain
No.
damage.
He had an
Oh, I just
erection
remembered
lasting
another
longer
thing.
than 4 hours.
I
Wait,
really
hold on,
hope
before you get
not,
on to the other
especially
thing,
at
finish
2
your
and a
story.
half.
Finish your story.
So, hospital. We were eating
Yeah,
candy.
that's what that big building is. A
the
hospital.
big building. The big building with the
The
big
cross
cross
on
on it. We had to take this little fucker there because he had got a Skittle stuck so far up his nose. How it got there, we don't know.
He probably put it
Why
there
he
himself.
put it there,
Excuse
we
me,
don't know.
huh?
You would just
Yes,
start
a
That
pushing
Skittle.
sounds
from
like
up
something
your-
Josh would
his-
do too.
yeah. And
I mean,
he
he
was
did
little,
do it,
yeah.
so
Yes, but I didn't know about this until now.
No,
Oh.
because it was from so long ago. But yeah, so we had to rush him to the ER because he couldn't breathe out of that nostril at all, and we didn't realize why. And my parents didn't realize why until we got there, and they found out he had a fucking yellow Skittle stuck up his right nostril.
Why does it gotta be the yellow one?
I
It's
don't
always
know.
the
why
yellow
did, why did I
It's
It's
assume?
always the yellow one.
Exactly.
Why did I assume it was a
that's
purple
why they're
one?
the worst.
I just assumed
I
it
was
was
Because
a
you
assuming it
purple
was the
purple.
red
Because you're
one,
weird,
like,
Austin.
you
I
know,
don't fucking
basic
know.
color. I was just assuming red.
My lights
Why
aren't
are we
purple, they're
assuming-
pink.
Why are
No,
we
wait.
assuming Skittle colors?
Yeah,
Why are we
assuming
Skittle
gender?
colors? We're talking about
John.
Tyrus's brother having a fucking Skittle up his nose.
No, no.
Austin?
Like
Naughty,
the Skittle
naughty.
was about this far up into his nose, so it was like in the cavity at that point.
God.
How the fuck?
Sky, your
I
camera's
don't
frozen.
know.
Oh, there we go.
No, there it goes.
But you
Yeah,
were stuck
and there
like-
was another time. Then there's another time where me and him were playing hockey, like with just a tennis ball in our basement,
God.
and these weren't like actual hockey
Weird,
sticks; they
just-
were just like measly
I've heard stories
plastic
of guys
ones.
getting their throats slit due to hockey sticks.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
I've seen so
yeah.
many videos on it. It's so terrifying. It's honestly
that's
like
why I'll
so.
never play
Luck-
hockey.
Luckily,
It's not.
Luckily, that didn't happen. But I like scored a goal on him. So I take my hockey stick. This hockey stick's like maybe 3 feet long.
Right.
So it's
Smack
like
him in the
smaller
face
for
with it.
little kids.
Like
Literally,
a kid.
I
yeah.
did, and I scored. So I was like running back to my side to like reset and everything, and I sling it up over my shoulder. What I didn't realize was that this little fucker was like a foot behind me.
Did you
Just
clock the
already
fuck
going.
out of him with a
I
hockey
clocked,
stick?
I clocked the fuck out of his left eye with the hockey stick, and this little fucker starts gushing blood. He had a black eye for 2 weeks.
Oh, God.
I have a scar
nice.
right up here above my eye. I don't know where it came from or how I got it. I just know it happened when I was a very small child.
I scarred my eye
Insignificant
when I
child.
fell off my grandparents' bed and smashed their metal bed frame.
With
I had
your
a
eye.
nail
in my-
go straight
speaking
through
of
my
my eye.
foot.
Speaking of bed accidents, I busted the shit out of the cartilage in my fucking ears. Falling off of a bed when I was like 7.
Oh, lovely.
When I was
That's
like
nice.
4 or 5, I think, I had a nail just go straight through my foot. And I didn't notice 10 minutes after I sat down and looked at my foot. And I'm like, oh, that's a 4-inch nail on my foot.
How'd
that's
you
what's
get
funny.
there?
How
That's
did
what's
we
funny
get
about
You're
the
my
human
friend
body.
now. How did I
That-
get
You
here?
just don't notice
How did
until
we
you
get
look at it. And when I looked at it, then the pain started kicking in. And I'm like, oh, ha, ha.
That's
Yeah.
what's
It
funny
died.
about the human body is even like something like a 4-inch nail doesn't like process in our brains pain wise until we actually look at it. Like
Until our brain actually acknowledges that it's there.
right. Like another time where I like fractured a bunch of like places in my leg jumping off the dock of my lake that's right outside my house. So basically more story goes me and my mom go and have like a picnic and like a sunbathing day kind of. And what I didn't know is the dock like basically comes down like this much, or like this much, and I thought it went like way deeper. So I look at my mom. I'm like, "Are you getting back in the water?" And she's like, "No, not yet. I'm gonna chill out." And I'm like trying to be funny, so I'm like, "Cause I am." So I sprint down the dock. I jump, go into a cannonball, and hit the bottom of the river or hit the bottom of the lake,
Oh
and it like
God.
it like fractures a bunch of things in my leg, and like it was fine for like 3 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds, and then I get up and put some pressure on it. I turn around, I don't handle like pain or like broken bones well, and I just start screaming. Like I just start screaming because it hurt so bad, and like I couldn't walk on it to the point where like our neighbor had to throw me in a wheelbarrow and wheel me up to our car.
Oh,
Dude, you know what I just
Straight up
imagined?
Put you out.
You know what I just imagined? I imagined you now, John, doing that, going to step on your leg, and just hearing, "Fuck!"
I wish.
Yeah.
I cannot swear around my mother, or else I will get beheaded.
Sounds fair.
So, the topic that I was gonna want us to like segue to was 'cause when I was talking about my dad, a really funny story came up in my head. Have you guys ever got caught watching the Deed online, like
Yes.
by your parents?
nope.
No.
Oh, by
Oh, I
my
still
parents?
never-
No.
No,
No.
but
What about your
what
parents?
did happen
I've
once
gotten
is
caught.
I was going through a hentai Discord server. My dad walked in. He's like, "All right," and then proceeded on with his day.
Okay.
That would be your dad.
That I
Right.
would just imagine that the picture that he saw was a picture when he was your age
yours
that
too.
he saw. So he's like, he's got taste. All right, and he just left.
Okay.
Me and my
What
dad-
about you, Dad?
My
Me and my
son
da-
has culture.
Me and my dad talked about
He's
it because I was
cultured.
like, "So, like, you didn't knock." That's all I have to say. He's like, "Well, at least I know you're cultured."
I'm not even kidding. If I
I'm
have
not kidding.
children and I see them,
That is a
looking at hentai,
man.
I'm
I
not
had to
even,
mute
bro.
scream what
I'm
I
not
hope my
even
parents
joking.
never
Dad
see this
so
podcast.
much more now.
I hope they never see
I'm
this
podcast.
not
Go
even
find your
joking.
parents and
I don't
share
know.
it to them.
Yeah.
No,
I just imagine
I will send links to
like
Mom.
me having children,
please do not.
and then I see
will.
them having like watching hentai or something. I'm like, I remember that episode, and just proceed with my day.
the first
Huh.
the first time that I ever saw.
Oh, you're gonna
Any-
love
Haven't seen
minute
that in a
7.
while.
Hang on, can I just
first
say
time I
something
ever
real quick?
saw anything. Yeah, what's up?
My
Go ahead.
my children are gonna be just as addicted to 2D girls as I am, and I'm not mad about it.
All right, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
I'm not gonna be
Anyway,
mad about it.
So
either.
you,
No.
my first time ever like looking at hentai or porn or anything like that, my dad sent it to me.
Oh, nice.
I have a.
I had way like when I was a kid, I had way too much freedom, like way more freedom than any kid that I fucking knew.
Right.
It's like you don't
so
watch porn at age 7. It's like,
no,
what?
I was
are
like
you?
I was like I was 14 at the time.
Are you okay?
You
I was
swine.
14 at the time, and my dad was like, "Hey, I'm gonna send you something. I think it's about time you saw something like it." And I was like, "Okay."
What?
Uh,
Huh?
Okay.
Huh?
No, I was just like,
huh?
"Okay."
The worst part that I know on how I'm addicted to hentai is a friend of mine.
You looked up Lolly
For
Adventure?
some reason, no.
Do you want to talk about your lolly
And
hentai
if
adventure?
we weren't demonetized,
You know what?
if
Sure.
we weren't demonetized
walk-
before,
yeah,
we are now.
You remember when you went
We're gonna get
into the
demonetized.
text? You know, remember when you went into the text chat? Whenever we had an NSFW channel, and you were talking about the lolly hentai you watched.
Oh yeah. I
Do you want to
remember
talk
that.
about it now?
For the plot.
Sure.
For the plot.
For the
Okay.
plot.
No. Keep in mind, I actually didn't know that it was lolly hentai until I kept watching the episode and I saw
You're one
children,
of those
and I'm like,
scumbags
huh.
who don't check the tags. I see. You're one of those brain dead
I
morons.
see a good
who don't
thumbnail,
check
I
the
it's
click.
tags.
hentai. It's hentai.
It's
Ooh,
hentai.
pretty girl. Austin. Ooh,
What?
pretty girl.
Insert Felix here.
Yeah, because the cover was this like
Don't diss on my man
this
Felix.
like MILF.
I'm
It
not
was
this
like this hentai MILF, and I'm like, okay,
I will
seems
attack
fun.
you
She wasn't
personally.
even a part of the whole
Seems
hentai. It was
legit.
just children. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, might as well.
No,
Continue.
I actually
I'm
didn't.
I'm already
finish it.
here.
I actually didn't finish it because
I think we
Wait,
should
well,
move off
no.
hentai. I think
To
we should move
reiterate.
off the hentai.
To reiterate, I'm not allowed to get naked on podcast.
No,
Not this episode.
Not this
Maybe the
episode.
next
yet.
one.
Not this
Maybe
episode.
tomorrow
But-
when Micah's here.
Tyler,
Just to make her uncomfortable.
Tyler, do you want to talk about how you got caught watching The Deed?
Okay.
I like how
so
most people are talking about hentai, not just normal porn.
My
Which I'm-
story,
No.
I guarantee,
Mine's
is like
normal.
7 times worse than all of yours.
Oh,
Why do you call it
got
normal? Like watching hentai is so weird.
because I don't do that.
Coward.
Coward.
Yes.
Weak
Shut
bitch.
up, idiot.
You don't got no taste. You
You
little
frail
bitch.
idiot. Feminine hands.
Overruled old man. Anyway, Tyler, story time.
So the first time I didn't get caught, but like I told on myself almost because I didn't put it on. So before school, I would always like wake up super early. Like I would leave for school at 9 o'clock. I'd always wake up at like 5 or 6, go upstairs and turn the TV on and watch like George Lopez or some shit like that. That was just on, like
Fucking
Nick at
love
Night type shit, at 5 o'clock in the morning and eating a bowl of Frosted Flakes.
As you
Okay.
should.
Okay.
As you should as a child.
Yeah.
So I turn the TV on and I see 2 people just fucking going at it.
On TV.
Given I was
You're just
on
watching it, like,
TV. On TV. I'm
There
like,
is technically encrypted channels that at a certain
Were you watching
time
HBO?
period that you can watch.
probably.
Or was it Cinemax? Because I remember Cinemax had like there was
I
I
think
watched-
it was
okay, I-
HBO.
Cinemax, Cinemax would have Cinemax and HBO would have softcore porn playing at like midnight to like 5 in the
Oh
morning.
no, it was hard. It was like actual porn.
Just hardcore shit.
So like, I saw that and like froze, like spoon in hand, bowl in hand, froze, waiting to take a bite, and I see that, and I'm like,
What?
okay,
I don't
Now I
like
like
it.
pee.
I don't like it,
I don't like that.
and
like
that's how it all
pussy.
started.
Flash forward 4 years later with an addiction.
How about this? How about we all unifyingly say that we're all addicted to some sort of pornography?
Oh, easily.
Hentai.
Easily.
100%.
That's it.
Hentai.
And I
Easily,
believe
yeah.
Hentai,
most
yeah.
women
I'm
are.
just addicted to porn.
Yeah,
So
I believe most
Now
women
it's-
are as well.
Because also
Yeah.
technically
But I
hentai
can't
isn't
speak for
cheating.
women, so.
I can't either.
See, that's how that works.
Guy,
Ted's big brain. He just said
See?
watching hentai is not cheating.
Technically, it's not
Yo, I'm
cheating
so
because
loyal.
they're
I watch
drawn
porn with
or
no girl on it.
animated. So
John, the
wait.
fuck are you doing?
wait, Austin.
hey Austin, how long have we
You
been
wait.
recording?
48 minutes.
Fuck.
He's trying to wipe away the watermark on his camera.
Go away.
All right, so I
Away.
guess it's okay. Stop the.
Alright, we're done talking. We're done
theatrics.
talking about. We're done talking about hentai. Anything?
No, I want to talk about how I got caught watching porn.
Oh, true.
oh,
Were
nice.
you in the act, though?
So, was I in the act?
I
I
was.
deleted the
You
virus.
were you shaking
I
your
deleted the
monkey?
virus.
No, it was in the middle of a scene. Yes.
Oh,
So, my, I guess my dad and my stepmom didn't think that I was smart enough to see that when they were scrolling through like on-demand stuff, I saw the adult section, and They didn't think that I saw what code they put in. Actually, no, I didn't even see what code they put in. I literally put in 0000 and it worked.
Easy.
Not
It
even
just
kidding.
worked.
Not even kidding. So,
It just worked.
like, it was late at night, and at that time, I guess that's where my sleeping habits like started popping up from, where it's just like my parents would go to bed and I'd stay up, like an extra hour or two just watching TV. I decided, hey, I want to check out that adult section, and
I want to see it.
I saw it, and there were a lot of cool things, and I really liked them, so I clicked on them. And then when I got bored of one, I clicked off and clicked on another. I got bored of that one, clicked off, clicked on another. Little did I know I was running up a tab.
Oh no.
I charged my parents. I charged my dad and my stepmom like $300. I accidentally, I charged
Oh
them
my
$300. Like,
Oh
obviously,
my
if I knew that like I
God.
had to pay for them, like if I knew I had to pay for them, like I obviously wouldn't have done it. But like it was like in the middle of a scene, and my stepmom walks out to get some water, and I thought I heard like someone like stepping through the house, and like I was like, it's probably just like the dog or something. And then I hear the faucet going. I'm like, oh no, I'm fucked. so
Oh no.
the next thing I hear is turn it off and go to bed. And I just
And
start
you're like,
basically.
That was
and,
actually the chillest way that someone
No,
got
they
caught.
did it-
It's like, nah, go to bed. My dad would be
Basically.
like, fuck you.
naughty.
naughty.
No. The next day was really rough because my stepmom told my dad, obviously,
Oh, God.
and they sat me down in the kitchen. They gave me a napkin and a pen and said, "Okay, tell us the title of the thing that you were watching." I'm not even kidding. I don't care if this gets demonetized even further. It was literally called Big American Boobies. I'm not even joking. It was called Big American Boobies.
That's like
And
the
there were some.
basic- That's
And
like
there
the
were
most
some
basic
Big
name.
American honker
Oh
honker
my God.
honker bon honkeros. Toban hankeros, if you know what I'm saying.
Honkeros, Tohanagoongs, Doba Honkeros.
Bahalaga
Honga longa
Longas.
nonolongongas. But they got
And
tabbed.
there's
Honga longa
we got
nonolongongas.
Austin's
Bro,
pog for the episode.
You know what? Props for him actually being able to
did I
pronounce
actually
that.
impress you, Austin? Did I actually impress you? Honga longa nonolongongas.
John just watches that video at least twice a day.
No, it's not even that. It's just I've been
just
in
knows
choir
it.
for a long time in my life, so I know how to pronunciate my words really well. And Hamgalongalongalongas.
I
And
just
I
don't
also
know what it
used to do like a
is.
lot of rap. I used to rap
I don't
a
know
lot
what
of
the
rap.
word
Titties.
is.
It's Hamgalamganologongas.
I'll figure
I
it
just
out.
realized I was muted on
It's
the
a pair of
recording, so that's
tits.
gonna be really
That-
confusing
there
for
you go.
people. Oh well.
What?
I
Were
just
you
realized-
muted in the recording the whole time?
Yeah. Not this entire time. No. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Just for like 2 minutes.
Okay, as long as it wasn't
Thank
the whole time. 'Cause
God.
I don't want to have to
Oh my God.
restart.
John, sit down.
Austin,
John,
Austin, go close your fucking closet door and then come back.
Okay, hang on.
We couldn't even see the closet door.
The fuck does the closet door have to do with anything?
Nice pajama pants.
Oh,
I got a hole in the
I
knee
fell over.
too. Just to make it even better.
you found the what?
Nice.
I fell over.
Oh,
John.
nice.
John.
John fucking dies. John fucking dies on podcast.
John, it's
Clickbait
okay.
title.
We were never rolling, so.
Clickbait title.
Anyway,
And now Ted's gone.
Ted's going into the closet.
Wait, that's a door?
All
That was
those are
my
closet
exact
doors.
reaction as well.
All of those are closet doors. Bye, Ted. Bye, Ted. All right, so we're just gonna continue the episode.
We're
at
gonna
53
continue the
minutes,
episode like
boys.
nothing ever happened.
We're at 53
So,
minutes, boys.
What is the craziest trip? This is for the stoners and drug users.
Oh boy.
So me, Tyler, and
Ooh.
Austin. What is your
Ooh.
craziest trip that you've had?
Who wants to
I
go
hated that.
first?
I
Ted,
will.
how's your day
have
going?
I have a hell of a story.
Tyler's got hell of a story, but
Wait,
Austin, you
what?
can go ahead.
Wait,
I
no,
know
wait.
Tyler's
Ted, how's
story
your-
too, so
We're talking about
Okay.
our craziest trip,
I'm not muted.
Trip in what way?
like drugs.
Oh,
Okay, and I believe
So,
my
Ted,
parents
how's
have
your
heard
day
this
going?
story.
Shh.
Shh. I think my parents have heard the story too because I told them about it. I'm not 100% sure, but I did shrooms once. Okay, ignore the 2 years of abuse of weed, marijuana, you name it. I was depressed. That's all I gotta say.
I was sad.
Marijuana?
I don't do anything anymore. I'm clean. I've been clean for a while now. but I did shrooms once with my buddy, and all I can remember is taking them, staring at myself in the mirror for 4 hours, and then waking up in a tree in their backyard. That's all I remember. That's it. Nothing else. No more.
I
no
just
less.
imagine your friend's dad just going to work. He's like, "Laddie, daddy,
Who the fuck's in the tree?
is he okay?"
Hey, Austin, how
Is this man so like?
Were you staring
into
at yourself
himself?
like?
Listen, your pupils are so big, you have no iris.
They're
so I'm just
so
like,
big.
who are you? Where did you come
You're
from?
not-
What are you?
You're
Wake
not
up.
Austin.
Wake up.
Wake up!
Wake
Wake
up.
up.
Wake up!
Wake
Wake
up.
up!
Let's
Like,
stop.
oh,
Wake up.
oh,
Wake up.
Jesus. Oh God,
up.
everything's going
No,
bad.
I just genuinely
Right.
want to see that. I want to see Austin just dead ass, just tripping on the floor, and then your friend's dad just going to work. He's like, "I'm going to work." Is he okay?
Hey, buddy. Daddy, daddy, da.
Anyway, so mine, I was a really bad drug user at the time. Like, this was when I was addicted to pills and a lot of other things. So I was already hopped up on opioids. Also, I just want to say this as a disclaimer: I do not condone drug use. The Six Idiots does not condone drug use,
Nope.
Only sometimes.
unless
No,
it is
just
unless
no.
it is
Unless it is
illegal
legal
and
in the
recreational.
place of your residence.
But we
Only
sometimes.
sometimes.
We still don't recommend that you abuse them. Just every now and again.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
be
Have a little
us.
fun.
Hey,
Don't
idiot!
be
Don't
us.
do drugs.
Look,
Just don't do
Eat
drugs.
almonds
Easy,
instead.
Just don't do drugs.
Eat
Yeah,
almonds
eat almonds.
instead.
Just eat
We're
almonds
gonna
and
eat
eat
cookies.
monsters.
striked for this one.
I
yeah,
don't
we're
give a
definitely
shit.
are.
going to.
I
We're gonna
don't
have to
care.
take this one down.
Just do
I
it.
swear to
Only
God,
if
this
it's
video is
legal.
not even gonna
If it's
last
legal,
5
do
hours.
it.
Watch it.
But don't worry, I'm almost 2 years clean off of pills now, so
Nice.
that's a good thing. So at the time, I was already hopped up on opioids, which is an upper, right? Like gives you more energy, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
I proceeded to smoke three fucking ounces of weed,
God.
and then
Oh
ate
my
an
goodness.
entire gram of shrooms to myself.
Nah, you know what? Nah. Yeah. No,
Um,
no, I swear to God, you
what-
woke
what
up in a
happened-
fucking alley with a tutu. And
what happened was
horns.
pure chaos. What happened was pure chaos.
Okay.
You remember this?
I do.
So
And my
three-
God, was it terrifying.
3 ounces of pot, an entire gram of shrimp. You should be dead.
I know.
How were you alive?
You're talking to the guy that
no,
had
how
pneumonia
even
for
your
3 days
any,
before
for
I
any
know.
of
Yeah.
our viewers that don't know how shrooms work, if you take more than like half a gram, it's lethal. Like, it's clinically lethal.
I am just God. That's why I've come up to the conclusion that I'm immortal until proven otherwise.
Yep.
But
Sounds fair.
so what
I can
happened
vouch.
was just keep in mind I ended up waking up in my garage.
Okay.
That's not as bad as waking up in a
I-
tree.
Just in a
There's
tree.
my garage was full when I went in, and it was empty when I woke up.
Whoa.
Okay, that might be a little bit worse than waking up in a tree.
That might be a problem.
So
Maybe.
That might
for
be.
some reason, my stupid ass was talking to my dad. He's like, "How much did you have?" And I was like, "All of it."
That's it.
And
All
I
of it.
walked into my room. I sat there. Literally, I felt like the world was upside down. I felt like I was on the ceiling. I was like, "Oh shit!" So
Oh, shit.
I ended up getting
shit.
really I ended up getting really anxious, which is not good when you're on all those drugs at once.
Especially shrooms.
Seeing shit.
So yeah, this is before I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. So it was only worse. And I got the bright idea that I was going to move into the garage. So I blacked
what
out like
everything
halfway through cleaning out the garage. So I remember taking some stuff out and putting it in my room, and taking some shit out of my room and putting it in the garage. All I managed to get into the garage from my room was my mattress.
That's where you sleep, and you like it.
And,
you will sleep
it was just
there.
really bad because it was the first time that I had like a really bad schizophrenic episode as well. So it was just so much all at once. And I can tell you the exact date that this happened.
That's kind of scary.
Question. I have a question.
The only reason I can tell you that is because on that exact day I will be 2 years clean.
Oh.
So that's the day you gave it up. That's when you realized it was like
That's-
way too much.
Yep, that's.
I mean, I
that's the
think
day that I
if he
just became
blacked
real
out in a
sober.
full garage and then the garage was empty, I think you should
The
be like,
car was
"Yeah,
in my
I'm done.
bedroom. I don't know
I'm
what
done."
happened.
Now,
The
I have a
car was
question.
in
I
my
have a question.
backyard.
I have a question.
But
If some of you,
yeah,
if some of you guys remember, Ted Navision, also a part of the former Lunch Club, hung out with the Misfits and got basically drugged with like a 400 milligram edible. And like the
Oh my
last time they had it,
God.
last time like the lowest they had was like a 5 or 15 gram. And they got drugged with a 400 gram, and they started saying like everything they touched like hurt, like they started getting hot, like.
it fucking hurt, dude. It hurts like a
Because, like, doesn't-
bitch when you get too high.
don't drugs like really like screw with your senses and like heighten them to the sense of like
it's
if you
an
take too much, like
it's an
it will.
overstimulation
In my
in the nervous system.
in my case, it just makes me more retarded.
Mm,
Pretty much
that
it.
can't
Yeah, that's
get
because
more
you haven't
retarded than
done
you already are.
No,
that
it
I have.
can. It can.
Can.
This is my quote when I was high on these.
But
Okay,
continuing.
continue.
Hold on, let me continue first. Let me finish. So, what happened was halfway through it, suddenly the world around me went dark, and it was like a Slenderman type scenario
God.
where like
don't
I
like
can
that.
only
I'll
see
pass.
like a few feet in front of me, like a spotlight type thing. And I kept seeing figures, and I was like, "This is not okay." Like I didn't
This is not
like I
normal,
wasn't
is
like
it?
Are
physically,
you people?
like I wasn't like physically like, "Holy shit! Oh god!" No, I was like, "The fuck."
What's your name? My name is Sky.
Oh, cool. My
My
name
name
is
is
also
Jerry.
Sky.
Hi,
I-
my name is
Well,
Jerry.
apparently, my dad came
I
to
am
check on
you.
me at some point. My dad came to check on me at some point,
Oh no.
and apparently, from what he told me, I don't remember this at all. I was apparently just curled up in a ball on the floor,
So that whole
Silent.
scenario of just
silent, not moving.
seeing nothing. That whole
He
scenario
believes
was
that
just
I
in your head.
died for a solid 5 minutes, and I would not be surprised.
I'd believe it too. If anything, I would
I
just
would
call the
actually
doctor and be
You
like,
did
"Yeah, my
EG
son's
shrooms.
dead."
My son straight up
But
just
yeah.
died for like 5 minutes. I don't know how the fuck he's still here.
So, my dad
God
was
help
trying
me.
to sober me up, and it was working somewhat, saying that I did come down after a while, and then I just blacked out and woke up in the garage the next day,
Nice.
And I'm actually
and that's the
gonna,
end of the story.
I'm actually gonna fact check this, see if I was right about like the gram of shrooms.
No, it's more than a gram. That's called a
Mr.
macro
Mechanical
dose when it's a gram.
Keyboard.
Anything above 0.9 grams is called
Mushrooms
a macro
for
dose.
teens. Kidshealth.org.
Oh
Nice.
my god.
Yo,
Why
thanks,
kids
Kid
health?
Health.
But yeah, the exact date was February 11th, 2019.
Now I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna.
Oh, so
now
that's coming up
just
soon.
In there. Now it's just gonna be stuck in there, and then when February 11th comes in, I'll just be like, "That's the time when Sky's car was backwards and the whole garage was just empty."
No, that's
Mhm.
that. No, when
Mhm.
I'm gonna, how I'm gonna remember that is, oh, that's the time that Sky drugged himself, basically, like to the
At
point
the
of
time
almost
I get-
overdosing.
I legitimately almost overdosed. It was that bad.
Oh, speaking
Pretty
of
much.
overdoses, I don't do drugs, but I
Oh, it's
almost
6
literally,
grams. Sorry.
Yeah.
I literally almost overdosed myself on painkillers. I'm not addicted to painkillers. I was
Not
having like
anymore.
muscle spasms. I was having like really bad muscle spasms because I have a history of really bad muscle spasms in my back to the point where like my muscles will spasm and I'm like I go back and I almost like fall over with how bad it hurts. So my mom gave me instructions on to take these specific pills in like this order. And I thought she meant take them like take 2 and then take 2 hours later. And then I took some more painkillers like afterwards. Those 4 in 2 hours would have lasted me like 24 to 48 hours. So taking more painkillers on top of that, I was fine for about a couple hours. I was fine for a couple hours, but then all of a sudden everything started going really slow, and I started getting very tired. And I was like, what the hell is happening to me? Maybe it's just the painkillers. I'll be fine. And then next thing you know, I'm passed out on the couch, like sleeping. My grandfather's like pounding on my door. Like I woke up to like 20 different texts from my family members asking me if I'm okay. And like I opened the door and I'm still like super groggy. So I'm like, hey grandpa, what's going on? He's like, get in the car. You don't look good. We're going to my house. They didn't take me to the doctors because they knew like I wasn't in any immediate danger. So they were like, okay, you're going to get on this couch and you're going to sleep it off. When I tell you I slept for like 5 hours, I'm not even joking. I slept for like 5 hours off of those painkillers. I woke up like nothing happened. I woke up, I was like, what did I have for dinner? I just looked around and they're like looking at me like,
Do I smell tacos?
They looked at me and I could see in their face like, you almost killed yourself on painkillers and you're asking what's for dinner?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm
I
hungry.
almost died. Give me
Sleeping
food.
works up an appetite. What can I say?
You looked at your grandpa and you're like, overruled, old man.
Straight up died.
You need to be put to death.
Put to death.
I
Yeah,
almost was.
In my case, I wasn't like in severe danger in any case, but for some reason how I work, I don't like smoking in any way at all. I actually don't like it. I prefer edibles in most cases. There is someone in the hotel that my mom works in that he just takes normal things and just puts a little bit of cannabis oil on it and
THC, CBD, stuff like
that's
that.
it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
To be
So
THC.
it's not nothing too lethal in any way. So he has this like pouch of plantain chips, which is my favorite, and he's like, "Hey, I got a special bag for you," and I'm like, "What?" It's like, "Eat it. Just don't worry. Just eat it." And I'm like, "Okay, fine." I ate it. I was retarded. I didn't know how to count for like 3 to 4 hours. Like when I mean I don't know how to count, I mean my mom was kind of
can't count
suspecting
normally.
something.
You can't count
can.
sober.
I can see 1,
Where's
2,
proof?
17 blue. See, I know how to count. Anyway,
Odd numbers go bird.
17 blue.
Clipping audio. It hurts.
Bitch.
okay.
Oh,
No, but
speaking of
seriously,
clipping
I know how
audio,
to count.
do we want to talk about our new microphones, or is that advertising?
That's
No, that's advertising. We're not doing that.
Dang. Okay. All right. Continue.
I'm getting
All right.
one though, I think.
So,
Or just a
long
microphone.
story short, for some reason, my mom asked me, "Hey, how many burgers do you want for dinner?" And I'm like, "What burgers have meat in it?" And she's like, "What?" And it's like the burger meat on it. Put cheese on it. And it's like, no. How much do you want? And I'm like, oh, I want all of it. It's like, what? You can't have all of it. It's for everyone. Yeah, exactly. Everyone gets one. And it's like, no. How many do you want? Yes. And I just left. She never found out how many burgers I wanted. She just gave me 3.
Do we want to tell them about the time we both got stoned as fuck and played the
Oh my
forest?
god, I love
like
that
6
day.
hours.
We were straight up just playing the forest like any other day. He was like, "Hey, I got a bit of something," and I'm like,
I was there.
"Yo, speaking of, I also had another bag of plantain chips with a bit of shit on it." So I went for it.
With a
I
bit of
picked
shit.
it up, and he's like, "You know what? Let's play." Just chopping down trees. We were just laughing our asses
We
off.
were finding the game so funny just because of the bugs, dude. I was
have a
laughing
video
way
idea.
harder.
I have a video idea.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So for the people watching this podcast, we're already planning on getting a content house. So I say when we get a content house, we should do a podcast episode all on like edibles or something, and just
Sounds
just
fair.
talk.
I'm down.
Just
Sounds
go.
fair.
I'm so
I'm
down.
I'm
I'm
Why
down.
not?
I'll be out of my mom's control, so I'll be like, yeah, 400 milligrams. Let me overdose yet again.
Yet again.
Part 2.
Overdose part 2.
I
Oh
will.
god.
I've said
Revenge
this
of the
so-
overdose.
Let's double
Sky
it.
knows this. Sky knows.
800.
Sky knows this. I've said so many times. The way I want to go out is on camera. It's just on camera.
Yeah, he wants to die on camera.
I want to die on camera. If I
In
die,
the words of Aaron
the-
Hansen, he wants it to be
if-
fully monetized.
I was about to say, in the words of Aaron Hansen himself, if I die, monetize it.
If I'm
I mean,
dying,
yeah.
I'm going out the same way I lived, fully monetized.
Okay, no, but like I remember this one part that there was this other situation where me and my dad went to this friend of his house, and I think I was on peanut edibles. It was like 5 to 10 grams of a little canister of peanuts. I didn't know that's what they were. Keep in mind, I knew that I was going to get some, but I just didn't know that it was the peanuts. So I just took the peanuts with me to the thing, and then I started feeling dozy and a little bit stupid, and I'm like, oh shit, this is the thing. And I just started laughing at nonsense. I think my dad dropped a wrench once, and then he said, fuck, I dropped it. And I swear to God, I laughed for 23 minutes straight.
I would find that
23
shit so funny.
straight. Just a wrench just fell on the floor, and he's like, fuck, and I'm just dying. I am on the floor crying of laughter for 23 minutes straight. Shit, and I'm over there just dying of just laughter for no reason. I get home. I walked home, by the way, because I said, and I quote, I need to jog because I can't see well. And I just went. I just jogged.
I don't know
Towards
about
the
you, man,
house.
but that don't sound right to me.
It doesn't. Like I said, I turned really retarded, more than I already am when I'm high. So that happens.
Oh, fair enough.
The best quote that I've ever said. Hey, are you high? No, I'm sitting down. That was
So,
the best thing I've said so far.
Austin, what's the runtime so far?
We're at an hour and 12 minutes. I was about to ask.
Oh God,
Let's see how long we can keep going.
Sure.
are
Why
you
not?
sure?
Are you sure?
Should I tell my story then?
Go ahead, tell your story.
Yeah, go
and
ahead.
I think we should,
Tyler, tell your story.
we should call it a night.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
Oh,
let's just do
that's-
that.
that's-
Alright.
Because it's late
Okay.
for some of us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's like almost. It's
Fucking
almost
1 a.m. for me.
Yeah, it's 12:30.
So, I was
It's only 10:30.
Is this the?
I
Wait, hang on.
delayed bitch.
I have a question. Is this the one
What's
about
your
at
question?
Lindsay and Cameron's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's this one. I
It's
like
this one. This is
I've
a
never
good
heard
one.
this one.
No, you have not. I don't think Ted has
Never heard
either.
of that one.
Okay. So, we're going to start off the night very easy. Me and 4 of my friends from work.
20
were-
grams.
Basically.
Not that much. Not that much. So we just started off by rolling up a joint. We
5,000
were all
milligrams each.
just- yes. Rookie numbers still.
Hey, yo.
Anyway,
I'll
so we just
smoke
started off
you
the
any
night.
day.
Will you now?
Yeah.
Prove it on the podcast.
Bet.
Bet. So anyway, so we just
Sky, I
started,
think I just killed Austin and
started
Tyler.
the night easy. Yeah, probably. But it's okay. We started the night off easy, but just rolling up. We had 2 blunts, and we were just passing it around between 5 people. Not that much. So we go back inside, and that's where shit starts beginning. Every single person except for one of us starts drinking too. I had a 24 ounce of twisted tea and took 3 or 4 shots of Crown Apple
Royal.
Oh, God.
Crown Apple Royal.
You're a mess.
Royal.
You're a
Yeah.
fuck.
That shit's
Austin, what are you
dangerous, by the way.
Chewing on a straw because of my ADHD.
How the fuck did he not die?
Wait,
Man,
it gets better.
It gets a lot better.
It gets
My
better.
God.
And then so, I wasn't really feeling much. I was high, of course, and that was about it. So then the fun begins. we pull out an actual scale, like an ouncing scale, made and like put out about 3 grams of shrooms.
God.
Given I didn't take all of them, no one took all of that by themselves. I took about 0.7 grams,
Which is a lot, since you've never done it
which
before.
which is a lot. And basically, it was a good time. And then a little bit later, like because I don't drink much, is what I'm assuming. What happened is I got sick. Remember all of it. Made it to the bathroom. Still haven't missed, by the way. Just gonna point that out.
Man's was hugging
Still
the
haven't
toilet.
missed.
You don't
Man
miss.
was hugging the toilet.
You don't
And
miss.
then
Still
I was in
randomly
there.
woke up in my mom's car.
No, I remember all of it perfectly.
Vroom, vroom.
This man's
So about
memory
an
is
hour.
insane.
It hurts. It's scary. But about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes later, people are like, "Okay, get the fuck up. We have to use the bathroom." So I move into the house owner's bedroom for a little bit and laid down for maybe like 5 minutes. And then I was like, "No, I want to go back out and like talk with people." So I go back out, and I bring a trash can with me just in case. I did end up getting sick again because of one reason. I opened my eyes. If I was walking around their house perfectly, eyes shut and everything, I could see everything with my eyes fucking closed.
Fucking
So I-
Daredevil type shit. Echolocation.
literally. So like, no, not echolocation. I could see the room with my eyelids closed, like over my fucking eyes. Like if someone was doing this, but moved their hands, I could see the entire room perfectly. So I go back and I go lay down in the recliner because I had just thrown up. I was tired at that point. So I go and lay down. 2 of them leave. 3 of them leave. So it was just me and the 2 people who
There's sirens outside.
lived together.
Oh no.
And Cameron was moving around, walking around his house. I was like, "Here, we're gonna test something. Hey, Cameron, put one of your arms up, but don't tell me which one it is." Puts up his left arm. I'm like, "That's your left arm." He's like, "How the fuck do you see me? Your eyes are shut." I'm like, "I can see everything right now.
I'm God. I'm
I am
Have become
God."
Jesus. I am Jesus.
I am the accurate representation I'm the biblical accurate representation
Accurate.
of an angel.
Celestial
Stop
gods. Kindly fuck off.
I'm the one here that's more important.
And so I did my second test. Was I opened my eyes? Everything was blurry. I had my glasses on, so like it wasn't because of me just not being able to see. I had my glasses on, and I open my eyes. I immediately get sick. Like immediately within 5 seconds of opening my eyes. I get
Why?
sick. I don't know.
I don't know. It just happened.
It just
It's
happened.
shrooms.
So I
Anything
closed
happens.
my eyes again, and I felt perfectly fine. And when everyone just decided to go to bed and went to bed, there is one thing from that time that I do not remember, and that is the entire drive home. I don't remember it.
The drive home the next day?
The drive home the next morning, I don't remember it at all. It's like my brain went full autopilot, and I don't remember it.
Huh.
When I started
Meanwhile-
remembering it was when I
Man.
passed the Wendy's that is about 5 minutes from my house.
I think it's
Damn.
crazy how Cameron was drunk 3 days later. Still.
Cameron was drunk the next night.
Yeah. And the following 2 days.
Yep.
I'm
Because
okay.
he continued to drink.
And continued
Yeah.
to drink.
I'm okay.
I.
Oh,
Well,
that's wild. That's wild.
I think we should
So,
wrap it
yeah.
up for
I have a
tonight.
feeling this video is gonna get taken down like the 5 minutes it's out.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think
But it's
so.
okay.
I don't think we're gonna get finished with the upload process.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So it could be like refute. Over.
Anyway,
Susan,
so
please.
Ted.
Overruled old man.
Overruled old man.
Susan,
Alright,
please.
Ted, you want
Uh,
to do the outro for us?
Oh shit.
Run the outro. I swear to God, I will break your kneecaps.
I swear to God, I will puke on your eyes and scoop them out with spoons.
Is that what they do in Puerto Rico?
It's a delicacy.
Ted,
Okay,
do you want me
fine.
to just do it?
I'll be
You
nicer.
just want me to do it?
I'll fucking no. It's okay. Okay, guys. Well, that
Do the
completely
intro.
concludes the Six Idiots podcast, but we're missing one.
Third episode.
Big old bummer. Sorry that I'm stuttering. I've never done this before. Anyway,
Obviously.
I hope you guys shut the fuck up. I hope you guys enjoyed our third episode on the podcast. I thank you, everyone, honestly, for just blowing us up in such a quick time. I did see the first episode that we did, and it was at around, I don't know, I can't quite remember, but I think it was at around 120 to 140
I didn't even
views,
see that.
which yeah, it's at around
We're getting
there.
up there.
It's crazy.
And
it's really
That's
crazy.
like really crazy how people enjoy this, and also
I will say
we
one
would
thing.
like. Go ahead.
I encourage you, like, if you do like this video and like you think other people would like it, I encourage you to share this video and encourage them to share this video along too, because this
That
is what
would
we love
help
doing.
out
This is
lot.
what we love doing, and we want to make this
We're
a
3
thing.
episodes in, and
Can
I
I-
couldn't be happier.
Can I
Exactly.
Honestly,
place
yeah.
one more disclaimer right here before we
Go ahead.
actually end the episode?
Go for it.
Everything that was talked about in this episode, we do not condone unless it is completely legal,
Yeah, we don't condone breaking your own
Exactly.
bones or giving yourself staph infection. That
or overdosing on several drugs at once.
they're very many.
Including
At a single
painkillers.
time.
Even if it is legal, we still don't condone it, but we can't stop you at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, we
Right.
can't stop you if it is legal, but make sure that it's 100% legal where you're living.
And if
Make sure-
if possible, keep supervised, because like if you do that
Yeah.
on your own, there's like no like if
Yeah.
Sky can basically overdose on like multiple drugs and end up on his garage. Imagine what you can do if you're like a lightweight. You know, if you think like the
Always-
bright idea to do what Sky did and you've never done anything,
Always know your limits.
you could die.
Also,
Know your
always-
limits, and
Oh,
also
really
always
know
make
to
sure
it.
you
any
have a sober
to any
friend.
kids watching this, and I know for a fucking fact you are. Don't do drugs, or I'll come and fucking kick your ass. I'm
I
not
am
scared. I'll do it.
goddamn
I will beat the
would-
shit out of a child.
These hands
I
are
will
rated
go to
E
jail for
everyone.
child abuse.
Rated E
just
for
to-
fucking everyone, bro. I
E
don't
for
care.
fucking everyone.
But no, back to the know your limits part. Make sure you always have a sober friend with you, because if it's your first
Oh,
time, shit can
absolutely.
go south pretty quick.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
It genuinely can.
Nobody
Alright.
is
At least someone
immune
who's
to going
experienced.
south.
Yeah, nobody's
So
gonna do it.
that basically concludes our third episode. Tune in next week on our fourth episode and see what the fuck we're gonna talk about. Because at this point, I don't know.
Neither do we.
Uh,
so.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah,
don't.
pretty much.
We really
This
don't.
just
We
happens on the
literally just-
spot.
We
so-
figured out
We
5
literally
minutes
just-
before we start recording.
We just pluck ideas out of the podcast topics section, and we're like, "Oh, let's talk about this for an hour straight."
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that sounds
And,
fair.
That's what you get when you
And,
have 6 people with ADHD, and I love it.
Here's what we
if you
do.
join the Discord, which will be linked down in the description below, you'll be able to give us ideas to talk about on the podcast.
Yeah, I'll,
So-
I'll create a link for the Discord so that way everybody can join.
Yep.
Alright.
Here's what we do. I do this as well. We take a topic and then we just like, oh, let's talk about this. Oh, this reminds me of this. Oh, that reminds me of this, and we just
That's
branch
basically what we do.
for like an hour and 30 minutes.
ADHD.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much what it is.
Dan a
That's
bitch.
pretty much how it works.
And
It's a
Yeah.
gift and
You're a
curse, mainly
bitch.
a curse.
If we
Fuck.
hit, I'm gonna give us a goal now. I'm gonna give us a goal. Every 50 subscribers we hit, we will post a podcast where it's just what we do before the podcast, because we did some
Oh,
stupid stuff
Funny
today.
as shit.
Ooh.
That'd be
Dude,
funny as
yes.
shit.
Today,
We hit record
Demonetized.
and then we forget that we hit record.
Yeah,
Or
demonetized. Pretty
Austin
much.
Austin
just
just
randomly
doesn't
hit
tell us.
record. He just tells one of us that we're recording.
I'll do that.
Hey,
Yeah,
we're recording,
like-
by the way.
Are we
Just
rolling?
that.
I don't know.
Or how about Austin just doesn't tell any of us?
Or he just
Just
or he
start
just
recording.
he comes into the voice channel first, unless I'm in here first, and then he just hits record.
Immediately.
Immediately.
Just see what happens.
Just waiting for everybody to
Alright.
join.
So
And it'll be like a 3-hour long
See,
podcast
this is-
too,
this is
because
what
it-
happens.
It's an hour of
Uh,
us
I
goofing
think-
off before
Right.
the podcast, and then an hour
I-
of us actually doing the podcast.
I think we've been talking for like 5 minutes, and
Yeah, this is the
We're
this is the
trying
end.
to do
I'm
that.
gonna
We're
be
trying.
quiet.
We're trying
This
to
is
stop.
what happens. We
This
just
gone.
Bye, Sky.
fucking Sky just straight
And
up to
Ted's
me.
frozen.
You know what? That completely
Froze-
concludes.
there he is.
The,
You know what?
God fucking damn it.
Thank you all for joining
It's
us on the
over.
Six Idiots podcast. We will.
Thanks
see you
for
next
watching.
week.
Bye bye.
Thank you
Goodbye.
all.
Bye, everybody.
See ya. Bye.
See you guys later.
Fuck you.